Boom. We are live. What's going on, guys? Rich Schnyderite, publisher of the Night Report here. I'm joined by Chris Nalwasky, our beat writer. Chris, what's going on, man?
Not too much, man. I'm a little sore from shoveling, but
Yeah.
can't complain. How about you, man?
The same thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad. Shoveled out like half my house, I guess you could say, and then all of a sudden my neighbor comes out with a snowblower. He goes, "You need help?" I'm like, "Huh? Yeah, good one. Screw
Yeah.
you, buddy."
Yeah, so yesterday we I'm in an apartment, my wife and I cleared a car, shoveled around it, and then the plows came and all the snow went right back next to the cars.
Ugh, that's the worst. I know
So
one of my other
it's
buddies
like
got.
it's like when plows shovel, the streets and it goes right back into the driveway.
Yeah, I know. One of
Same
my other
thing.
buddies got doesn't have a driveway, so he just got completely like sounds weird to say, completely plowed in, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, if you're not a member of the Night Report, Rutgers.rivals.com, 30-day free trial, promo code TKR30. Sign up. You'll get tons of scoop on the team from Chris here, from me. You'll get recruit scoop from our guys Ryan Patty and Alex Gleitman, two of the best. I'm going to say it. They are the best Rutgers recruiting reporters in the world. No questions asked. We're pretty damn good ourselves, Chris, right?
I think so. Yeah.
But after that, we also got Lex Knapp, who kills it with the recruiting, wrestling recruiting, and team news, actually.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
know
he's
most
great.
you'd be shocked about how much wrestling recruiting news there is. It's interesting. But you follow wrestling and you're not a member of our site, you're missing out. These previews are nutty. And this man goes probably way too in-depth, but at the same time, not going to complain with content.
No doubt.
And I can't forget my man Damon Sales. Man's a god when it comes to anything basketball related. He's posted one the other day about Kyle Hicks, 2022 recruit. Does great analysis on the kids. Who else am I? Who am I missing? We have a bunch of writers.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the interns too. I want to give a shout out to them for always helping out.
Dylan, Craig, you guys are killing it. Anthony Siciliano's our film review guy. Kills it with some of those breakdowns of the schemes and stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him credit right here, man. He called the whole nub tight end thing about how Gleason doesn't really use them, uses them as blockers more.
Mm-hmm.
Called that one before it even happened. So let's get right into it. Just talked to Greg. Very interesting call to start, Chris. Greg kind of came out and said he apologized for being late, and then all of a sudden said that he had the choice to make between a phone call and this, and he's happy he made the choice to go on the phone call and show up late to the press conference. Kind of intriguing there. I don't know what's going on there, but I have a feeling a weird feeling that I might have to get off this podcast like midway through or whatever you want to call it.
He said he doesn't think there'll be any more news, but you never know with him. So
Yeah, it was
and
weird.
he had like a little smirk, a little smile.
Yeah, I mean, the only kid that I know that they've been recruiting has been Taiwan Malone, and all signs right now still point to Ole Miss. I don't see anything different happening, but that would be one of those Schiano specials that Rutgers fans are just accustomed to at this point. He pulls out something out of his hat, and by God, they have another commit or signee, whatever you want to call him.
Right, sure.
Did it with Peyton Powell last year. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, you never know.
That came out of nowhere. Utah quarterback commit flips to Rutgers, and now he's back there with the defensive backs. Very weird. Very, very weird. But we'll see. I don't think you'll see anything from high school kids. I still think Taiwan is just set on baseball, and I don't know if you've seen the Ole Miss facilities. Oh my God, dude, they are beautiful. Full big stadium, big practice thing, big locker room. Meanwhile, Rutgers has its struggles with baseball. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring it up. We need to talk about the fact that they don't have lights. It's horrible. But anyway, back to signing day.
I like baseball. I know you mean both. Like baseball. And like going to games. So
I know it's a shame. It's a shame they don't have more coverage either. I think last year or 2 years ago, past 2 years, I guess it's been us two covering. There's no one else. Thank God we got another. Oh, speaking of which, we got Hector Rodriguez covering baseball this year.
Oh yeah.
Doing pretty good with the recruiting stuff so far. He's got a team preview coming out soon, but the Big Ten is screwing that one up also. I don't know if you saw that tweet.
I don't think they have a schedule yet, right?
No, so the Big Ten posted, via sources, one of the baseball top writers in college baseball, I guess. Mm-hmm. I forget what his name is exactly. Keith something, I think. I don't know, but if your name's Keith and you're not a big time writer, I feel like you're just messing up somewhere. But anyway, they posted something about how the Big Ten's unsure of. Hold on, my sister started to vacuum. I don't know if you can hear that or no.
No, I can't. No,
all right, thank God. We're gonna keep it like this then.
Okay.
The other day they posted something about how the Big Ten's schedule isn't ready yet because they're probably gonna do conference only and they're not gonna start until March. I don't get it. Everyone else is starting like February 19th, I think it said. But
yeah, that's my birthday. Let's go.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, skip baseball. This is the signing day show. We're gonna talk football, and that's it. Till we get bored, and then we're gonna talk hoops. Let's see. Rutgers signed what? They technically added 10 more members. They said, but realistically, we knew 3 of the transfers already. We knew a bunch of the PWO preferred walk-on commits. For those of you that don't know, a preferred walk-on is basically a walk-on, but they're guaranteed a spot, and they get a couple of the amenities that the players get. I forget if it's gear or the food plan, stuff like that. I don't know the exact details of it. But, yeah, I mean, some interesting ones. I think the most intriguing one would probably be the one that happened yesterday, Todd Bowles Jr., former Jets head coach, now soon-to-be Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to go there. I love Tom Brady. I love the Bucs, man. They got a nice team.
Yeah.
But Todd Bowles Jr., he's not a bad player either. I actually watched his tape. Anthony's very big on him, too. He's going to have a write-up soon on him, but he's 6'1", 190, played a lot of defensive back, former Ridge High School, now down in Florida with his dad and family. He's not bad. He's really not that bad of a player, and that's a solid walk-on he got there. And as Greg just said before, I think 8, he said, or 7 walk-ons in his program at Rutgers, in his years at Rutgers, whatever, went on to become captains. That's a huge accomplishment, including Lawrence Stevens last year. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But that's intriguing. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, his brother's a 2023 linebacker who has a Rutgers offer currently. I think he's got like 10 offers at the moment, but
that's huge.
That's huge. So just to get in there with the family and everything, that's going to be a big one. I'm just looking elsewhere. I mean, they announced the 3 transfers technically, and Patrice Rene from North Carolina, and the 2 Temple guys who I noticed you avoided saying their names in the question.
I did. I did. I had the question in my head for a while, and I had to figure out how I was going to word it.
No, not even the wording one. It's like, how do you say?
Yep.
I think it's Ifeanyi Maije, and then David Nwagu.
Nwagu. And then even Schiano said, or he called him David. So
David and Ifeanyi.
He didn't touch it either. So.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a smart move on his part.
Yeah. So I'll have an article, coming about those guys soon.
Yeah, they're definitely intriguing players. I think Alex posted something the other day about Ifeanyi. He's looking good so far in workouts, stuff like that. I expect him to kind of slide into that Michael Dwumfor spot in the interior. Sure. 6'2", 285. I think he'll be pretty good prospect. He was a 2019 All AAC first team. I'm looking at first team.
First team. Yeah.
20. Go on, you're good.
Yeah, no, it was good. He had 6.5 sacks, which obviously as a D tackle is a lot. He ranked 8th in the conference in sacks per game. Obviously, heading into this season, he was on preseason watch lists and all American teams, stuff like that. So he's definitely a big pickup. And then I was talking to Greg about it too. It's huge. Getting him and David, who both play, offensive line and defensive line. And obviously Rutgers is trying to build the program and play and compete in the Big Ten, and you need guys in the trenches. So, getting those 2 guys is definitely huge.
Yeah. Like I was just saying, I'm glad you pulled up the stats because I had no idea what they were for a second. But very good player. Very, very good player. I think David Nwagu's got 3 years left, 4 years. Forget what it was.
Yeah.
He'll be intriguing.
He's only technically 2 or 3, I believe. Yeah,
he'll fight.
Because technically he didn't. So yeah.
Sure. No, he'll fight for that right tackle spot. I think right away. I think Bordner and Sutton are going to battle it out, and I think Bordner ended up going to win that. If I'm being honest, he looked very good, and based off PFF grades, I know a lot of people don't like him. It looks like he was like one of the better, if not best, offensive linemen this year. So good for him. I mean, I think David's going to be a tough competitor though, and it's only going to push both of them, so that helps.
Sure. And the one thing Schiano mentioned too, obviously they want to go in the portal, or they want to look in the portal for help, but they gotta be selective with it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they liked what they had in these two guys to bring them in. And also I was looking at the email we got about the players, and it's pronounced Nogugu.
No Gugu?
Nogugu. N-O Gugu.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. That's interesting.
He's from Nigeria.
I keep looking at it, and I just don't see how you get no Gugu. But hey, whatever. Anyway, yikes.
Yeah, but you were using, or you were right about Ifine Maija.
Maija, got it. Maija, I call him Maija. My bad.
No, it is Maija.
It is Maija?
Yeah.
All right.
My bad. Yeah.
So I was right. Not my bad, Maija.
You're good.
But anyway, he's another good one.
I-95. Don't worry.
Man. This man needs to be number 95. After that, Patrice Rene, that huge get. Coming in to play cornerback. I'm intrigued to see where he fits. Greg kind of dodged a question when asked today about where he kind of fits in that defensive backfield. We know he's going to play cornerback. We know he's not playing safety, but is another cornerback going to go to safety? If I had to guess, I'd probably say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go placing my money on Avery Young going to safety. I think that's the best fit for him. I think him next to whether it be Izzian or even Elijah Clark at this point, who's been stellar apparently in these first early couple workouts as an early unrollie. But I think Rene is definitely going to be one of the corners. Rene, I'm unsure to say that one too.
But I'll check it out.
Yeah, so we'll figure that one out too. There you go, guys.
Patrice, it doesn't say, but I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's Patrice Rene.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he takes. He might even take that CB1 spot.
Sure, I think maybe possibly.
I mean,
Trey Avery did really well. I think Trey Avery's really good in the slot too.
Yeah, so I think you'll see a mixture of Avery and Melton on that other side. One of them's going to play slot corner. I don't know who. I would assume Melton kind of and be that third type of corner guy. But either way, they're going to switch him in and out. It doesn't really matter. Ton of corners still. One thing I forgot to ask Schiano, I keep forgetting to do this. Lonsdorf, Anton Oscarson, are they back? Are they not? We don't know. They're both enrolled, so try to get an answer for you guys soon on the round table, our premium message board, if you're not a member. Slight little, I don't even know what the word is. Slight little flex, I guess. Whatever. Other than that, I'm just looking at this this class. It's a very good class for Greg Schiano. A couple transfers we talked about. They got some 4-stars in Kyrie Banton and Elijah Clark, who's a top 250 player for us. I think Elijah, I just told you before, Elijah's probably going to be a starter or if not a main contributor from day one. After that, I think Kyrie Banton will eventually make his way up to a 2-3 year starter. I think he has all the potential in the world. I hate comparing players, but I really think he could be like a Kashim Green type sideline to sideline guy that's just whacking people left and right. So, Desmond Igbitason, that DB right now seems to be the plan. Very good athlete. Played wide receiver, played quarterback, played running back, played anything you could think of at Union. I'm trying to think who else. Ryan Keeler, workout god. As I spoke to one of his trainers not too long ago, Michael Buchanan. I'll throw that story in the bio below, but he just couldn't stop talking about this kid's work ethic. It's just incredible, nonstop running, nonstop movement, no matter what it was. This guy was just all over the place. And on top of that, I mean, I wish we would have saw his senior season. I'm kind of upset that Illinois postponed it or whatever.
Right.
On the bright side, it looks like we're going to see Rashad Rochelle, 2022 Rutgers commit junior season, which is going to be this spring. I don't know how that's going to work, though. How are you going to have a season from March to May and then, hey, let's play September also?
Right. Yeah. That's going to be tough. Yeah, I'm not sure how. I mean, it's something they had to figure out, no doubt.
New Jersey did it right. They had the season. They got through it. don't
was,
like no
and there
state
was some hiccups, but they
championships.
did get through it.
Yeah, but no state championships is just so annoying. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, trying to think what else
Soon.
did Greg say? Greg didn't really
I know he
nothing
talked about.
groundbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy. I know he talked a lot about the preferred walk-ons and how important they are and everything like that. So that's always huge. Going back to the Patrice Rene talk, he mentioned the young corners, young secondary players are going to play. He kind of you asked about Berkeley Prep. I don't know if you want to dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, that one's interesting because obviously Schiano coached there for a couple of years. His sons went there. He said both his twins, played a big role in helping to land Joshua Youngblood, another transfer, wide receiver out of Kansas State, 2019 Big 12 All-American kick returner, All-American / 2019 All Big 12 kick returner. He was also an All-American per a couple sites. I don't know exactly which ones. I'll try to find that for you guys. But overall, like, between that landing, Austin Dean, the linebacker, who was a 2-star on our site, but I tried multiple times to argue for him to get that 3rd star. When he got the 2-star ranking, he was mostly playing like that edge type role for his team. Senior year, he switched to, I think it was middle linebacker actually. And he just looked like a completely different player. You saw him all over the field for a change. Definitely not an edge. Should not be an edge guy whatsoever. No offense, but as a stand-up linebacker, he looks good. He looks very good. But what's going on, Gardner State Gardner? I think that's Joe. What's up, Joe? Anyway, yeah. This is And then on top of that, I forgot about the quarterback, Gavin Rupp, the preferred walk-on who chose Rutgers over a couple of FCS offers. He's intriguing. I know he didn't have any Power 5s or even Group of 5s. Just being from Florida and not having a Group of 5 definitely is a concern from some people's perspective. But the kid slings it pretty well. His tape looks good.
Yeah, he has good size, 6'3", 200.
Yeah, really good size. And he's somewhat mobile, too. On top of all that, I saw Joshua Youngblood, speaking of, tweet something about it. I think he actually quote tweeted the signing day video thing, whatever it was. He quote tweeted it and said something like, "This kid throws has a 99 throw power." So I'm assuming like it's hard to tell based off the highlights, but it does look like he throws a pretty hard ball. So I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this kid eventually became like on the 2 deep somewhere. I know it's hard to argue a preferred walk-on as a starter, but I could see him on the 2 deep eventually. He looks like a solid player. And again, Berkeley Prep has just been so kind to Rutgers and Schiano in general. I know he landed a couple kids from Berkeley over at Ohio State. I forget the exact names of them, but
Mayan Ahunatu is also on the team.
Him, Youngblood. There's a couple others, isn't there? I can't think of them off the top of my head.
No, I can't think off the top of my head. I can't think of.
But yeah, I mean that's big. That's a big program to get in touch with, and I think they have a couple offers out to 2022s and 2023s. I know the one, C.J. Hawkins, was a former basketball player. He's converted football, and now he's a tight end, and I think he has like 6 or 7 offers. It looks like Florida State's about to offer too. Very very good program to be in touch with, especially if with Schiano and his Florida connections already. I mean it's a huge start.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, other than that,
yeah, I think how many did they have from Florida? They had 2 from Florida, and for today,
technically 5 overall.
5. Oh yeah, 5 total. That's right.
Yeah, because they got. I'm looking at it now. Bowles, Austin Dean, Henry Hughes. That's 3. Who am I missing? Oh, Joshua
Youngblood count maybe.
Yeah, Youngblood counts as 4.
Yeah.
Is there a 5th?
Austin Dean, Youngblood.
1, 2.
Maybe.
Gavin Rupp. Duh.
Oh, okay.
Duh. Another Berkeley Prep kid.
Yep.
The 5 of them. So I mean, yeah, definitely interesting. And then just looking now. Yeah, Joe. That's correct, man. He's a 6'7" tight end. He's a big time player. He's a former basketball player. Makes sense now. Is there any tentative dates for spring practice? No, nothing yet. There's really nothing else to say there.
Yeah, I asked someone from Rutgers a couple days ago, and they didn't have anything.
Baseball doesn't have a schedule. Football doesn't have spring practice dates. I don't even know what the deal is going to be when it comes to spring practice. I don't know if we're going to be allowed. I know
Right.
we kind of joked around. Well, I shouldn't say we. Some of the reporters joked around about it before the press conference today, saying like, "Hey, maybe we'll be able to get rid of Zoom and go in person or whatever it is, WebEx." Yeah, not looking likely. Not positive, but of course things could change. But I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you never know. We'll see.
I'm trying to think what else he said. He really didn't. Like I said, he didn't say anything groundbreaking.
The one thing I do want to say, he does feel like I jotted down some notes. So one thing
Mhm.
I remember him saying about like he was asked about the buzz surrounding the program, and the one thing he did say was about getting back to the level of 2012 recruiting class. He says he felt like that could have been top 10 had he
Mhm.
had stayed, and he said he feels like they're getting back there. He doesn't get caught up too much in stars. He wants like the culture fit for the program.
Mhm.
So it's a fine line. I know you put a tweet about you could
Yeah.
be a 5-star kid, but maybe he doesn't fit the culture and everything. So
Yeah.
um,
I thought that was a cool quote.
mhm,
I definitely tweeted it out right away. Not gonna
yeah,
lie. 5-star who doesn't fit our culture does more bad than good. Um, it's kind of saying like if you're a 4 or 5-star kid and you're considering Rutgers and they won't take you, it's for the sole reason that you're probably not a good culture fit. It is what it is. I know we talked about a certain quarterback who we knew wanted to come to Rutgers, who we thought might have ended up at Rutgers, but obviously not a good culture fit. I think Greg kind of hinted at that a little bit.
mhm.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, I still think if a 4-star wants to come here, you can't say no.
Sure. I mean, it's not every 4-star, 5-star. It's just
Yeah,
certain guys, I guess.
gotcha. Let's see, we got a question over here. Is there any former Rutgers players coaching in Florida? So, not not that I know coaching wise off the top of my head, but I do know that I think it's Tim Brown's younger cousin is a 4-star recruit, one of the top players in the country. I'm trying to see if I can find his name.
I
Let's see.
do I,
Let's see.
I do recall
Oh, I take it
seeing
back.
that somewhere.
I take it back. It's his son.
Okay.
Yeah, Miami Central High School. Tim Brown's son is committed to Texas A&M. I think he signed with Texas A&M. I know that's actually a fun story I could tell real quick. I talked to Tim not too long ago. We're probably going to hopefully get him on the show sometime soon. I don't know when. But yeah, his son signed with Texas A&M. I know he was trying to convince him to go to Rutgers with Greg back. Obviously, Tim and Greg have that
Sure.
connection from I don't even know when Tim was here, 2006, 2007?
2006, I think he was a freshman. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, his son's a crazy good athlete now that I think about it. Why can't I not find it? I forget how to spell his name. It's Yule Keith Brown out of Miami Central High School, 5'10", 174. Fits that kind of slot guy that Greg's been after nonstop, whether it's Youngblood, Cruikshank, so on and so on. Kid had 28 offers. Had Alabama, had Florida, had them all. Chose Texas A&M in the end. It's going to be one to watch in case he does eventually enter the portal. It looks like the portal kind of killed this signing day too. On top of that, which kind of sucks, but I don't know. It is sad to see. Yeah, I don't know. You see, class of 2020 kids enter in the portal, class of 2019, and I'm like, damn, like you guys didn't even give it like a shot.
Yeah.
Like you kind of just. I don't know if I'd want a kid from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I know.
during certain situations with COVID, I guess I'll give him a pass. But like,
Sure.
if you're entering the portal after one season, that means you're probably not into it, or you don't have the work ethic, in my opinion.
Sure. I don't know if this counts too, but I know Aaron Lewis, defensive end, came over from Michigan
I know.
without going there or what have you.
I guess the one excuse I should say is like if you're coming home, it's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
if you're just gonna transfer, like there's kids that consider Rutgers that actually wanted to go to Rutgers that this is like their third or fourth time in the portal, and it's like, come on, dude, like what are you doing? Like pick a school.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, you're probably not going to make the NFL if you're transferring 4 or 5 times, even 3 or 4 times,
Sure.
whatever. But I don't know. It's It's interesting. I like that he talked about ratings. He talked about the rankings and everything and how it definitely does play a role regardless of what people think. Like, I know some people are like, oh, stars aren't everything. Stars aren't this. Stars aren't that. Yeah, they're not, but at the same time, they still matter. Like,
Yeah, he said it both.
yeah,
Both
he
ways.
kind of covered himself supporting both sides, but the rankings do matter. There's a reason. That's exactly what he said. There's a reason they're there. So, hate on the rankings as much as you want. I like them. I don't think every single one's accurate, and as you could tell, I don't think everyone has their own opinion on kids. Even Alex posted this week. It was something about what was it? The top 20 kids in the state of New Jersey compared to rivals rankings, and yeah, they're a little different, but for the most part, most of us agree on the same things. They take our input into effect. They take other guys' inputs into effect. But you'll see like a kid like let me pull it up real quick. Alex liked Elijah Clark a little more than he had him at 3 instead of 4. Kyrie Banton he had at 4 instead of 8. Shaquan Loyal at 10 instead of 18. Like there's just certain...
I think Loyal's gonna be really good.
Loyal's gonna be a very good player. I don't understand why he wasn't rated higher, but
yeah,
of course, as I said, some people take our input, some people don't take it as much, but. Loyal's like one example that they had him at 18. Yes, he's raw. Yes, he'll get there. Man, this guy has the quads of like Saquon almost. It looks like he's just going to be such a good defensive back. I do agree with. I'm reading it now with what Alex said. I like him a lot better at safety. I don't like him at cornerback.
Yeah, I can see that.
Very good player though. Very good player. Desmond Igbinosun. Like I said before, this man played every single position imaginable, and I do think. He should have been rated higher. He was at 14.
Yeah, as soon as a guy like him can like hone in on one position, he could be very good. I know he's athletic. He was very productive at Union.
Yeah, sorry, I'm reading text. Yeah, he's another one. Al Shadi Salam is one that I don't get whatsoever. 24. I'm on the verge of like. Not giving him a 4-star, but he should be a high 3-star. That kid is explosive as could be. He's scary. He's fast. He's not only fast, but he's running over people in his tape, and he's like 5'10", 5'9", whatever he is. That's one I disagree with completely. Trying to think. I'm looking, and Taj Bullock's about right. I do really wish Rutgers would have went after him. I don't care what anyone says. That kid's going to be good at Virginia Tech. I feel like they messed up not taking him from the get-go or not pushing for him for the get-go. That was a big mistake on their part, in my opinion. But, again, back to that. We all have opinions on different recruits. It is what it is. But, yeah, that's Jordan Thompson. Alex doesn't like him as much.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I just think the competition he plays is doo-doo.
Sure, Morris County, yeah.
No offense to him, but he is
yeah, it's not his fault, sure.
Yikes, they are just that they dominate. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, he's played, obviously could play tight end, defensive end. I think they have him at defensive end.
Right now it's defensive end. Yeah. I don't know if he has that burst to be that stud defensive end, but I do think I think tight end would be interesting for him. But then again, they got Sean Munerlin over there. They don't really use the tight ends. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, the one thing I'm actually going back to tight ends, they added a walk-on from Monroe, which is, which was, I know he had a good season. Monroe went 5-1 this year, but the Monroe that I know was never good. So it's kind of crazy to see how that program be turned around a little bit.
My cousin used to play there, buddy. All right, calm it down. They know they weren't good.
Man, I used to remember watch P-Way just run over.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not fair. That's comparing I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna compare Rutgers. That's like comparing
Rutgers.
I was gonna say Rutgers and Temple. Jeez, dude.
Okay.
Don't stop with the Rutgers hate. Jeez. Another question. What do we got here? What freshmen are doing well in voluntary workouts? All the transfers we've heard are doing very well. Elijah Clark, Shaquan Loyal, we both just said both are going to be very good players. I wouldn't be shocked if Elijah is the starter at safety. This man is freaky good and should have been higher than 240, 239, whatever the hell he was. Keeler's going to be a big-time defensive end eventually. It might take some time. They have a lot of dudes at defensive end right now, especially seniors. And Yachi Tverdov, there's missing someone. Aaron Lewis is there.
Jamie Kroma, he was injured last year, but
Jamry,
he'll
whatever it is.
A bunch of others.
Carnell Davis is one that kind of shocked me a little bit when I heard about it. I'm not surprised. He's a good player. He just never showed up to any of the camps he was supposed to show up to, and didn't really get a chance to see him in the camp circuit or whatever limited camps we were allowed to go to. But overall, he was a good player down at St. Augustine Prep until he moved to Florida. It looks like those numbers kind of continued at Florida. Or Iugale? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I am not either.
It's a different name, yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's a good. I think he'll be a good receiver though. No doubt.
Sorry, I keep looking at text messages. I'm trying to figure out why Greg was winking in the beginning. Yeah, see, even people are like tweeting about it now. Let the speculation begin. Come on, man, it's not that serious. I don't think it's even if it is a commit, I'm gonna assume it's probably preferred walk on. Maybe the transfer portal. I don't know. So far, knock on wood, so we've been good. Don't have to get off the live stream yet. Guys, quick, we're going to go with call it a station update because I saw that. I heard it on the radio, and we're going to call it a station update. Rich Schnyderite here, publisher of Night Report, joined by Chris Nalwasky, our beat writer, Rutgers.rivals.com or the nightreport.net right up there. Check out the website. You like it? You like following recruiting? Like following Team Scoop, and you want to know this stuff before your friends know it so you can be like that little insider to them. Sign up now, TKR30 promo code. Get you 30 days free, completely free. Put in your information, sign up, get 30 days free. You don't like it, 29 days comes up, cancel, whatever.
You'll like it. Like it.
If you don't like it, you're not a true Rutgers fan. Just put it like that. I'm going to say it.
There's a lot of interaction on the message board with other Rutgers fans. A lot of good info.
Most popular Rutgers message board on the web by far. Whether it's the Rutgers Football board, the Rutgers Basketball board, the Women's Basketball board, the Wrestling board, or the Round Table where you get all your scoops all the time. I'm on my phone 24/7. Feel free to ask me a question on the message board. Shoot me a DM on Twitter. Shoot me an email. I have an addiction to my phone. Could be worse. Not a bad addiction, but it could be worse. So sign up today if you haven't already. Back to the questions. Chris said, what do you make of Schiano's statement about the phone call he was on before the press conference? Kind of just went over it. Don't know. Don't think it's big news. For all of you getting your hopes up with Taiwan Malone, as of right now, as of this morning, as of yesterday, as of the past 2-3 months, it's Ole Miss. It's Ole Miss. It's Ole Miss. It's Ole Miss. The baseball factor played too much of a factor. Ole Miss facilities are beautiful for baseball. I don't blame him. Kid loves baseball. He wants to try to make it pros, obviously. Marquise Watson, the defensive line coach down there. I don't know if you remember him. He was the GA here under Corey Brown a couple years ago.
Yes, I do. Yep.
Very, very good coach. Very, very good recruiter. And Ole Miss is going to be a problem with defensive linemen in the state of New Jersey. 100%. Between him at Ole Miss, between Elijah Robinson at Texas A&M, Panagos is going to have his work cut out for him here. He's going to have to go against two of the top recruiters in the SEC. And yeah, I'm going to call Watson top recruiter because he never really had the chance yet to be that top recruiter other than at Bryant, where he developed a couple guys. And it's definitely not as easy to recruit at Bryant compared to Ole Miss. But the fact that he's getting this chance at Ole Miss, he's going to dominate. And I have, without question, very confident in that statement. Let's see. What do we got here? Garden State Gardner said, I think the kicker from Red Bank has a lot of potential. Ball explodes off his leg. What do you think? You want to talk a little bit about him? Or?
That's all you. That's all
right.
I haven't checked. That's one guy I haven't checked out. Kicker tape.
All right.
So.
Give me a sec. We get all ready for this one. This man will be a 3-year starter, without a doubt, in my mind, unless they go out and offer some kind of scholarship kid. Very good kicker, powerful. I don't know if he's going to unseat Ambrosio. I think Ambrosio is going to take over next year still. His job to lose. Guy hit, what, 1 game winner? I think.
Yeah. Well, I remember he had the the game tying one at the end of the Maryland game, and then in overtime he made
That's
it.
what it was.
But
Yeah,
the
very
kicking situation this year was wonky, but
the
they're all
kicking.
effective. So
What would I call it? The kicking. Damn,
I
turnstile.
don't remember.
Kicking turnstile.
Yeah.
That wasn't it. No, definitely a different
No.
word. But whatever. Yeah, I mean, I still think Ambrosio's job to lose. Is O'Connor going to give him a run for his money? Sure, I don't see why not. I mean, he looks like a very good player. I know Coach Shire's very happy about him, and just to land a Red Bank Catholic kid's big too, because these kids never used to go to Rutgers, I should say. But you could see Greg starting to change the tune of Rutgers a little bit. He mentioned it before. We kind of just talked about it, but the atmosphere around Rutgers is different. The feeling around Rutgers. People are looking at Rutgers and like, oh, Greg Schiano's back. Like, shit, they might be good. They might be good now. They're going to get there, but it's not the same old, like, I'm not going to lie. We used to see Chris Ash and talk to kids, and I talked to high school coaches. They're like, yeah, as long as Chris Ash is there, I ain't sending anyone there. Screw that. Like, he sucks. He's awful. Everyone knew it. It's just the administration didn't for some reason.
Sure.
But
he didn't. I don't think he really. I mean, I don't want to talk about Chris Ash too much, but he obviously, didn't do a great job recruiting in state.
Have fun in Jacksonville, Chris. He's the secondary coach in Jacksonville, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to torch the Jacksonville DBs, any NFL scouts, NFL coaches out there, watch some of our evaluations on that Rutgers defense not too long ago. It was brutal.
Yeah.
Have fun in Jacksonville, Chris.
Hey man,
yeah,
we have Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer. So
yeah, I mean that definitely helps.
We'll see.
It helps.
See how.
I still don't think you're gonna get consistent like 7-8 win seasons. Cool,
Sure,
great.
no.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is just a quarterback graveyard at this point. It's the new Cleveland. If you haven't heard. Also, shout out to my guy Gardner Minshew. You guys are screwing him over by drafting Trevor, but whatever. It's whatever.
Hey, he didn't play that well this year.
No, but Minshew mania for life. I love the what do you call it? The mullet, the beard, the handlebar mustache, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Man was an icon. He was the Cole Murphy of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we got to pick someone new. We got to get someone new to get the handlebar mustache. Either the handlebar or something. Like you got to get something like. Wasn't there one?
I feel like Nick Cribbin would be a good.
He'll never do
candidate.
it. His girlfriend will never let him do it.
Yeah. He's got the beard ready.
I know.
Beard, little,
He could definitely do it. We need like a new Zach Vineski type. Someone that can just be crazy to talk to and has like this fun attitude about him.
Right.
I don't know who that's going to be yet. It's got to be someone. I'm looking at the roster and the headshots right now. Someone's got.
And of course, it's a lot different too over computer stuff.
There was someone, I can't remember. I remember we saw the roster this year. I forget who it was. It was one of the long snappers. And he had a crazy hairdo, and we were like, whoa, look at this guy. I can't remember who it was. Damn, I got to find out who this was.
I'm not sure. I don't remember that.
I'm trying to go through it. Matt Sportelli. My guy.
Okay.
I need you to keep the mustache. Don't get rid of it. That thing is sick. It's like got the little curl at the end. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean,
long snappers trying to stand out a little bit.
hey, I don't blame him, man. It's hard behind Billy Taylor. That man's like a god here.
And then now
And then
his
Zach
brother's
Taylor. It's going to be hard to unseat either of them. I think Zach Taylor is like a 4-year starter probably as soon as Billy's
here.
gone.
He's on scholarship, sure.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, but it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Alan Lucy comes to mind recently, but it wasn't.
Alan Lucy, jeez, that was a. All right, as much as I like Flood, that was a mistake. But then again, I can't criticize Flood for offering a long snapper and then not criticize this one, I guess. But I don't know. We've seen how important it is to have a good long snapper between Billy Taylor compared to the guys before. I don't even know who the guys were before. That's how much I
Yeah.
didn't pay attention.
They had that. I'm blanking. It was like Robert. I'm blanking too. Yeah.
It's all good.
Robert. Something.
Yeah, I think that's just about it. That's just about everything Rutgers football, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all he covered today in the press conference. I know he talked about, obviously going into Ohio now for recruits.
Ohio,
Jersey's always
Florida, Jersey, Pennsylvania, yada.
It's always going to start in with Jersey, New York. You got some Pennsylvania and stuff like that. So
Not a lot of New York kids.
yeah, only like 2 or so.
Yeah, a little shocking there, but whatever. It is what it is. But let's talk a little our hoops before we sign off here.
Yeah.
Whew, man, last time we talked, it was ugly. What were we on? 5 games in a row?
Hey, I told you I wasn't gonna write before,
And
after
look
one of the
what
games, and
look what happened. Turned it around finally. But it sounds like we're still talking tournament here. I don't know what the rules are going to be. I don't know if they're going to allow media. I kind of hope they do, but I highly doubt it. Just because if they're going to do this bubble thing, I can't imagine them just letting anybody in, unless you're quarantining for like a week before. So you got to fly in a week, get a hotel for a week, get a hotel for another week, and then if Rutgers wins, you're going to get a hotel for another week, and then another week.
Yeah, the one thing that's curious, man, I read something like this morning actually about how like the Big Ten tournament is now like they were talking about actually it would be a better idea to not have conference tournaments.
Yeah, I saw
that way there's no issues leading up to the NCAA tournament, and then also for Rutgers and Big Ten wise, the tournament right now is going to be I believe in Indianapolis, which is where the NCAA tournament stuff is. So there could be in Indianapolis for days, for weeks.
Yeah, honest, that would be a weird one. I know it is cool because they kind of have that advantage playing in I think it's Purdue and who's up? Is it Indiana?
Indiana, there's a bunch of
I think it's like 4 or 5 like I gotta check it out again real quick. But
I remember there was a list. It was like Lucas Oil Stadium, it was Indiana home court, some other smaller schools a little bit.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool, kind of, because it is okay. So it is Purdue, Indiana. I don't even know what the heck, whose court is Bankers Fieldhouse. I don't know, whatever. So I mean, it's those 2 teams, so that's kind of cool. That Rutgers has that advantage of playing already there,
right?
Whether it's this year, last year, year before, whatever. Pikel's been there before. It's definitely not. It's not MSG cool, but it's still just a nice advantage to have.
Yeah. By the way, 2 days ago, a year, whatever. You know what I mean? 2 days ago, a year from, we went to MSG for the wrestling hoops doubleheader.
I really wish they had that this year. I'm very upset about that still. It is what it is, but yeah, Rutgers hoops. Yeah. What are they? 6-6 in conference? No. 3-3, 6-6, 6-6, right? I forget.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
I wrote it yesterday and I already forgot.
All right, yeah, I was right. Gotta get to that.
I know you wrote about getting 10 wins is important in conference.
It's huge. They gotta get to that 10-win mark. If they don't get to that 10-win mark, it's gonna be a lot tougher. Minnesota, you have to win tomorrow night. You have to win that. You're home. Yeah. You're against the Minnesota team that just lost. They're not ranked anymore. Like you got to get this win. This will be a big win. I think it's a quad 1 win. I'm not really sure what the net rankings say right now, but double check that. But yeah, you got to get that win against Minnesota. After that, it's what? Northwestern, you have to win. Or no, after that, it's Iowa. Sorry. Iowa. Yeah. Ron Harper Jr. for some reason plays very good against Iowa.
He does.
So I'm kind of
maybe that will be the game he breaks out of his slump shooting.
Also, they didn't have
didn't have Cliff that game, right?
Didn't have Cliff last time, so having Cliff definitely helps, even though he's not playing at his best right now.
Right.
But just having another big man to help guard Luka instead of putting out a true freshman and Dean Reber out there. Even Mamadou.
Even though he did play well.
He played solid, yeah. And then Mamadou, I think, had 4 fouls last time too. So that was, it's just helpful to have Cliff out there compared to the other 2.
Sure, of course.
He's more developed, of course, but whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and chalk that up as a loss, probably.
I would say so.
At Iowa, number 8, they're playing well. It's possible. It's very possible, but whatever. Northwestern, you have to win.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pull what you did the other day. I don't know if that's gonna work very often. And just, go 20% from 3 again? Don't get me wrong. Jacob played very well. Gio played very well. Ron even played pretty solid. He was 50% from the field, but no one hit. They're barely hitting threes, and it's just, it's very ugly. Where is it? And free throws, man. 59% again. No one talked about it because they won, but
yeah, I think it's like been talked about too much already, or not too much. Already,
I mean,
but
maybe not enough. Like something has to. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, until you make them, right? So
I just don't get it. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. Northwestern, you got to win. Gotta win that game. I'm trying to see what else is here.
Michigan's after that.
Michigan probably chalk up a loss.
Yeah.
They're unconscious right now. They are good. They're very good.
Mm-hmm.
If you could pull that one off, you might as well just be in the tournament at that point.
Yeah.
So you figure Minnesota, Iowa, Northwestern, Michigan, you should go 2-2 at the very least. You go better than that, that's huge for their chances with NCAA. Maryland, you got to beat. They didn't look good in the beginning of the season. I still don't think they're that good of a team regardless. I don't know what they're doing lately because I haven't watched them, but actually I think they played last night, didn't they?
They did. I did not watch. Oh, Illinois. Was that the? I think Illinois won in overtime.
No, they beat Purdue by 1 yesterday.
Oh, okay.
They play Penn State this week. They play Ohio State, Minnesota, Nebraska. The only plus side is, I guess I don't know. Well, you think a team getting a big win is good going into the next game, or getting a bad loss?
I remember when Rutgers played Indiana. They had just beaten Iowa.
I think it was Iowa. Yeah.
And then Rutgers obviously won on the road there. So, I mean, maybe. I mean, the way I would see it, I would think it as their confidence is super high, but maybe they do have a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, see, I don't understand that. Some people are like, oh, they just got a big win, like they're not going to be ready. I'm like, no, they're going to be riding that high right into your game.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather them get a big loss, but anyway, Maryland takes on Nebraska right before they play Rutgers, so they're getting a big win before they play Rutgers, but take that for what it's worth. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. I don't think it does, but some people do. After that, Indiana, you probably should beat again. They didn't look too good the first time they played, but they did have that little comeback at the end, and it's like, oh, geez, like, I don't know.
The one thing I've noted too about Maryland and Indiana, those are the last 2 home games in a 3-day span. So
yeah, and then at Nebraska, at Minnesota,
I want to talk about Minnesota a little bit. I know you asked Pikel, I think it was yesterday, about Liam Robbins.
That kid's good, man. Oh my God,
he's pretty good.
I just watched like a little highlight tape, and his stats are through the roof.
Yeah.
But if you have anything else to say on that, my bad for cutting you off.
Yeah, no. I was just saying, he could shoot it. He could, post up. The one thing I know, obviously, their offense runs through the guard Marcus Carr still. So I mean, if you have Jacob Young on him, I think that would be very, very helpful. Gabe Kalsher always seems to hurt Rutgers with his threes, so maybe we'll see someone like Montez on him. I think we'll see the same starting lineup too. The last couple of games that Rutgers has used, Gio at point guard. Lineup's been working with Montez and Jacob coming off the bench. I like when they get Miles Johnson. Touches early. He scored the first bucket the other day. But the one thing I hate is they go away from it, and they chuck up more threes. And they're obviously missing them. But I think I want to see Johnson get more touches inside, scoring and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that too. The one thing I'm going to disagree with you on this one here. I feel like with Marcus Carr being as good as he is, you might honestly have to switch it up, just because you need a defender out there. I don't know. It's not that I don't trust Gio or Paul. I just don't think Paul's quick enough to guard him. I don't think.
Oh, sure. I think okay. Yeah, starting off, you probably will see Gio against him.
I would assume Gio against him, unless you switch it and maybe Montez gets his spot back. Maybe Jacob Young gets his spot back. I know it's tough because Paul's ball handling skills are just him taking up the ball just makes a hell of a difference. Putting Gio off the ball makes a difference. Maybe take Caleb out of the lineup, unless you think Caleb is quick enough, because he might be the quickest of the three. Now that I think about it, on the defensive end,
his length definitely helps too.
Yeah, but then you're kind of putting focus. You're going to make Gio or Paul. I guess Paul could guard a three type. It's going to be intriguing to see how they try to stop Marcus Carr, and then Len Robbins. I can't talk enough about this kid's averaging near double. I think it was like 13 and 15, 13 and 7, 13 and 8, whatever it was, and he leads the conference in blocks per game. Yeah. There's only the one player ahead of Miles Johnson in blocks per game. It's this kid. So I don't know how well Miles Johnson's going to do in that post against him. If this kid's averaging 2.8 on nearly 3 per game, that's going to be insane to stop. And he shoots 38% from 3. Shoots like 5 threes a game. How is Miles guarding that?
Yeah.
That paint is going to be wide open.
It's probably similar to like Luka Garza type. You know,
Yeah.
he'll probably get his points and whatnot. But
So now the cool part is that I'm really intrigued about to see. I know he's been struggling lately. I know he's still adjusting after coming back from injury with Cliff.
hmm
How can Cliff,
hmm
as athletic as he is, could he be like that defensive stopper against Liam Robbins? Because I don't know if Miles is as athletic enough to get out to the three to guard and then come back into the paint and go back and forth and back and forth. Whereas I think Cliff's a little more athletic and it should be a little bit better of a matchup maybe.
the one thing I wrote about this morning was Pico talking exactly, about that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be facing one guy at one point on the court, and then, a guy like, you'll have a guy, Ryan Young. He made the example of Ryan Young the other day against Northwestern, and then Nance. They're both
Mm.
very different. One can shoot it from deep. One's more of a post up guy. So that's obviously a challenge. Going up against two different styles in one game. So, I mean, we'll see. I know Cliff definitely is athletic. So, I mean, you might see. I mean, he'll play. His minutes have been a little down.
Yeah,
Obviously,
of
Miles is the
course.
better player. So, I mean, I don't know what we'll see.
Yeah, and then of course they're gonna have to watch out for Gabe Kalishar,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Calcer. Yeah,
I remember that
yeah,
man dominating from three not too long ago against Rutgers.
yep.
He's a specialist. I think he's down this year, if I read correctly his numbers. I actually put an article out, so I don't know why I'm saying I think I did. I 100% did. I just don't know the exact numbers, but I think he's shooting like 20 to 30% from three. Very good player still. He overall in his career, I think. All right, he averages 5 3-point attempts a game. More than that, actually.
Yeah,
He
he
averages
shoots a lot.
5.8.
Yeah.
So like this man's shooting a ton of threes. They're only shooting 29% from three as a team, so they're struggling from deep. But
hmm
they shoot a ton from deep. I
They
think
they
they're in the
shoot a lot.
top
Yep.
top 12 like in the country from shooting 3-point attempts. They're
So
going to be
that's one thing. Like, if they
scary.
somehow, if they get hot, they obviously shoot a lot of threes, and if they get hot, Rutgers could be in trouble.
The weird part about this Minnesota team is they're averaging 76 per game, but their
hmm
field goal, their 3-point, those percentages are awful. They're
hmm
shooting barely 40% from the field, 29.9 from three, but they're averaging 76, which is top 85 in the country, which is where the hell's the scoring coming from? um, dumb question because I know it's coming from free throws mostly, but
Sure.
damn, like if
Yeah, they get
they
to the
can catch
line too.
fire at any
I think
time.
also too.
If you're attempting this much, you could catch fire at any time, and it's a very dangerous team.
hmm
They're no joke. I remember watching them play Michigan not too long ago,
Yeah, they
and
beat Michigan.
they
I think
beat
that was
Michigan.
Michigan's
Yeah.
first loss.
So they're 11-6, 4-6 in conference, but their 4 conference wins are against number 4 Iowa at the time, number 7 Michigan at the time, number 17 Michigan State, and number 25 Ohio State. They are no pushover, and when it comes to big games, they are winning these big games.
hmm
So they know they need a win, a couple wins to get into the tournament. I think they're going to come to play. I think they'll be ready to play. It's going to be a cool matchup.
hmm
I I still think Rutgers' home court advantage, whether there's fans or not, still plays a factor, and I think they're going to win by like 5 or 6.
Okay, I think they're 6-point favorites right now.
Is that
Rutgers
what it
is.
is? I was just guessing.
hmm
Look at that. Look at
Look at
that. Vegas has nothing on me. Till it comes to like football betting, then they have all my money.
that.
But not important. Yeah. I like this. I like this matchup. I think they could win this. I think it's gonna be a fun game. I really do.
Yeah, I mean it's a big game for Minnesota. So I was looking at the standings. Literally right next to Rutgers behind them. So
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see the defensive effort that Pikel's team puts out. What they give up 90 points in the past 2 games, something like that.
yeah. One of the stat basketball analytic websites had them as the best defensive team last week.
Yeah,
Last 2 games they've had 41 steals, I think it was combined. So that's just an absurd number. 20 against Michigan State and 21 against Northwestern, I believe it was.
yeah. I find that so intriguing that Pikel's defensive team is finally back. It's nice to see, actually.
hmm
Um,
And they switch up their defenses a lot.
yeah, I noticed a lot more zone when Cliff comes in.
hmm
I know, which is weird because Cliff's pretty athletic, but I guess it kind of helps him down low in case he's getting like abused a little bit. Um, yeah, I mean, what is it, 92, 93 points? 93 points
Yes.
overall in the past 2
93,
games. That's just incredible. But when you look at the offensive output, they're only putting up 67 and 64. That's awful.
Yeah.
It's like the complete.
And well, the one The one quote, I remember Miles Johnson said the other day, something along the lines of, we don't need to score 100 points if we're only giving up, 2. So
It's a good
it was
point.
like something along those lines.
It's a very good point, but like for a team that's shooting like 40% from the field, 46% from the field, you should
They obviously
be scoring more.
Do need to step up, yeah.
The rebounding, dude. I don't care if they out rebounded Northwestern. You can't be have 29 rebounds in a game. That's awful.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. That's not a Pikel team. The rebounding margin right now between rebounds given up and rebounds acquired, I don't even know what the word is. They're only 0.5 positive. So they're barely out rebounding teams. I know they had a rough stretch, and yeah, I get it. Pikel hyped it up a little bit and said, hey, we out rebounded Northwestern. We out rebounded Michigan State. They out rebounded Michigan State by like, I think 15 to 20. They only out rebounded Northwestern by like, I forget what the exact
one.
number.
It was one.
It was
like
one.
29,
That's
28.
not out rebounding. I wouldn't hype myself up on that or pride myself on that, but that's got to turn around somehow. I said it before. I'll say it again. Cliff is not boxing out anybody. He's caught ball staring. He's staring at the shot. I don't know what you do there other than tell him like, hey, find your guy and literally just box out deep paint. You're strong enough. You're big enough. There's no reason for you not to. Paul Mulcahy's in there nonstop, and I love it as a guard that he's literally one of the guys in the paint like 24/7 trying to get rebounds. Ron has his nights where he gets boards and other nights he doesn't, but I think he has to be a little more aggressive on the boards. And I'm trying to think who else. Caleb McConnell's been pretty good on the boards too. But yeah, rant over.
Yeah, I know Joe Baker had a good overall night the other day.
Yeah.
Against Michigan State, I think it was.
Was that the 12-5-5 game?
5-5, yeah. I remember your question.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Coach.
And 5.
Steve, what do you think about Gio's game? He had 12-5-5 and 5.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's yeah, that was a game. I keep looking at this Minnesota lineup. It's just they're not tall. They kind of remind me of the Rutgers lineup a little bit. Definitely a little different. 3-guard lineup mostly. Trey Williams, Carr, Kawashore, however you say it. They're all 6'5" and under. They're all like 195, 200-pound range. They're skinny. 6'8", 220 forward, who doesn't do much, but I have Brandon Johnson. I have a feeling he's going to out-rebound Ron just because he has a little more muscle. He plays more in the paint more than Ron does. Ron's more of like a outside guy that can go inside. Ron can kind of do it all. We know that. And then Liam Robbins, I just talked about him, but former Drake big man, by the way. I didn't know he played for Drake. So imagine losing your top player at Drake and being like, hey, we're going to go undefeated this year.
Yeah.
They're like 15, 16-0, and they beat the spread. They beat the spread like every single time so far, supposedly.
Speaking of Chris Ash.
Spread.
Drake. Yeah, he went to Drake.
Drake, the spread. Chris Ash sucked, man. I hate him. No offense. No, you know what? Take offense, Chris. I don't care anymore. You're gone. I'll just
I will say, actually, I was looking at the stats. Minnesota does actually out-rebound Rutgers, technically, by...
What's the...
1 point.
What do they average?
37.5, and Rutgers is 36.3.
I think the Rutgers numbers skewed up and down a little bit just because of... I shouldn't even say skewed. It's probably right on just because they had 5 games in a row where they got out-rebounded. But the ones they do out-rebound teams, minus Northwestern, it's like a 15-rebound difference. I can't believe... I keep looking at the rankings, and it's just so weird how, like... ESPN's like, oh, number 40 Rutgers. Then Ken Palm, Sargent, and Sargent rankings are like, all right, 26 and 23. Like, okay, whatever. We'll ignore that. Hey, net rankings, what do you have them at? 32, like right in between. Like, where do you guys come up with these rankings? I don't get it. Net especially, because net's like almost everyone has like Minnesota in the 40s. They were just ranked. They're still receiving like 100 something votes, and then net ranking is like no, 50. Like, what?
Who knows?
Where are you coming up with this? Like that, they have to have some kind of explanation come out. I know Rutgers fan favorite Brad Watchell, bracketologist. He keeps tweeting about it. He goes, the net rankings make absolutely no sense. Like, they just don't. They need some kind of explanation to explain what the hell is going on there. I don't get it.
Yeah.
If the NCAA is going to have their own rankings, at least put out like a rubric saying like, hey, yeah, we favor home games. We favor quad one victories. We favor, I don't know, something. Like, help me out. Speaking of quad one victories, Rutgers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9 when it comes to quad one victories. 4 and 5 overall.
That's big. That's big.
Minnesota's at, where's Minnesota right now? I think Minnesota's a quad one game. What is it? Top 50 at home's quad one? Hold on.
I'm not brushed up. I'm not brushed up.
I think it's top 50 at home, top 75 away. No, top 25. All right, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay.
Quad one win is a home game versus teams in the top 30. Okay, neutral's top 50, then 75 away games. Which, again, very, very weird rubric. Whatever.
Right.
Technically, this is a quad 2 game for Rutgers tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on FS1. Don't go to the Big Ten Network. Go to FS1.
And my guy Gus Johnson's on the call again.
Yeah, I like that. I like Gus. Mm-hmm. Gus and there's someone else. I forget who it was. I tagged him on Twitter. I forget. Whatever. Gus Johnson's a pretty good announcer. I like him a lot. It's better. I
like him a lot. I like his energy.
Better than Matt Millen. Here comes the cock nose. Oh, Julius Turner, I love him.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
no, yeah, Matt, I get it. He's a good player. You don't have to call him a cock nose.
We talked a lot about Matt Millen or at least the fans did in the football season.
Dude, stop calling him a cock nose.
And then he didn't. I remember he didn't even know the Schiano Knights were the Schiano Knights either. So.
Oh my god, dude, he's interesting. I'm not gonna go anywhere with that.
It's a good word. Interesting is good.
Yeah, we'll go interesting. We'll be nice this time.
Yeah, the one thing I dislike about the game is that it's at 9:00.
Yeah, I don't understand the 9 o'clocks. I think there's been like 3 or 4 of them now.
Michigan State was one of them. Yeah.
Michigan State was one. This is another.
Syracuse was like 9:30.
It's not even that like I mind it that late. It's just a matter of like by the time everything posts, it's like already midnight. Everyone's going right to bed. Like,
yeah.
I want to go to bed.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch. I think there's a
and
game.
they have another one coming up against the Michigan games at 9 too.
I get it if you're in the Midwest, like, hey, let's put 9 o'clock Central Time or not 9 o'clock. What are they? Hour behind? Hour ahead?
Behind. So they'll be 8 o'clock there.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Do that. Do 9 p.m. Central. That's perfect. That's fine. I'll do an 8 p.m. here. Whatever. Don't do it 9 p.m. on the East Coast. No one on the East Coast is even watching at that point.
Yeah.
I get it. Blah, blah, blah. There's a game at 7 o'clock we have to put on. I don't even know who plays at 7 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure it's probably some ranked team or something, but actually I'm going to pull it up real quick. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Never mind. Makes sense now.
Who's playing?
Ohio State, number 7, and Iowa, number 8.
Okay.
That makes sense. But, okay, you know what? I'll give them the prime time. But if that's on ESPN, why is the Big Ten Network not working? I guess, whatever. It's probably going to hurt rankings or ratings, whatever you want to call it. But
sure. Ohio State, I can't figure them out. I didn't think they'd be that good, and they are.
Yeah, I didn't either. They don't really have a big man. It's all a bunch of power forwards.
Right.
I shouldn't say they don't have big man because big men are power forwards, blah, 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 blah. Whoever wants to criticize me, go ahead. But E.J. Waddell is pretty legit. He kind of dominated Rutgers in that first game.
Mm-hmm. He did, yep.
He's 3 games in a row, actually. The past 3 games he's played, forgot I had that on. Past 3 games, he's had 20 points and 7+ rebounds, multiple blocks, steals. He's a very good player, actually. Oh, my God. He's very efficient. Mm-hmm. And he's shooting threes. He's hitting 57% from 3, 25, 33, 0, 33. Ignore the 0. Very good player, actually. Oh, my God. His stats are through the roof. I haven't checked them out since, like, Rutgers last played, but...
Right, yeah.
This guy's dominating. He's had 20 points in 4 of the last 5 games, and then 5 games overall this season. He scored in the 20s. It's impressive. One of those games was against Rutgers. I don't know if you remember. They're a sneaky good team. Yeah. Damn, I didn't even realize they went on like a big winning streak. Very good player. And then C.J. Walker, of course, is a good one. Kyle Young's a good forward. Between Washington, I'm surprised Seth Towns isn't involved more. I know he's only playing 10 minutes. I think he's coming back from an injury, if I recall correctly. But it's intriguing to see. Like, everyone talked about Seth Towns and
Towns in the right corner.
Have that highlight again. Seth Towns and Bryce Aiken from Harvard, both going to the high major level, and they both kind of like, eh. I know Towns' injury, I get it, whatever. But Aiken's been for Seton Hall. He's finally turning it around slowly, but it's still like, what are you doing? Like, whatever. Let's see. Any more questions before we?
Yeah, we got one about Harper, or not really a question, but statement about Harper's going to come out soon. His shot is close.
He's gonna break out. He's getting there. You saw a bunch of them rim out the other day.
Yeah,
I mean, nothing else to really be said about that. It's just a matter of him finding his groove again, and once he finds it, I think that once he finds it, this team could go berserk again, start winning some big games.
he's getting open shots, so that's one positive.
Yeah.
I do think, obviously, shooters they want to shoot, to break out whatever slump they're in, but I think it comes to a point too where there's a fine line, and you take too many shots like that and miss, and it kind of hurts the team a little bit at the same time.
Yeah. It kind of looked like he rushed his shot the other day quite a bit. It honestly, throughout that whole streak, it looked like he was kind of just rushing it instead of taking his time. He's getting the form going, but now he's like, "Don't look at my form when we're talking about this." Yeah, it just seems like he's kind of like just pushing the ball more. We've seen Ron's shot change a little bit over time, especially the arc of it. We've seen some.
Yes, I feel like it's a little lower now.
Yeah, it seems like this is what happened last year too. I kind of noticed. Last year, his shots were like line drives almost at the rim, and it would just go out and it'd rim out, whatever. And then earlier this year, you kind of noticed like his ball had a little more arc on it. It's like, all right, like he's taking his time, he's fixing it a little bit. It's kind of like a little more loop, whatever. But then he kind of swayed back to that like rushing it. And I think when he rushes it, it creates that line drive type shot, and it's just gonna rim out like majority of the time at least. Yeah, he'll find his groove. He'll be fine. I really like this game tomorrow. I think it's going to be interesting, but I do think Rutgers pulls away as long as Harper's on or Baker's on, or even if Miles. It's gonna. I hate saying Miles Johnson in this game because just that matchup versus Liam Robbins is just a nightmare.
Yeah, they said everyone has to stay out of foul trouble.
Stay out of foul. I'm gonna give my 3 keys to the game real quick. Danny, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm stealing your thunder a little bit. Number 1. Shut down Marcus Carr. I don't care what you have to do. I don't know if it's starting Montez or Jacob and having one of them come off the bench and just having one of them like ready to go at all times against Marcus Carr. You have to not foul, and you have to lock down Marcus Carr as much as possible. Number 2, Liam Robbins is a problem. Don't go near the paint when you're on offense. Try to stay away from him, or maybe play small ball. Maybe get Reber in there for the sole fact is that he could shoot and he'll drag Liam out of the paint a little bit, not causing all these 3+ blocks per game.
Yeah,
got to do something there. I don't know how you're gonna stay away from Liam, but like someone's got to drag Liam out of that paint. Like maybe Miles goes up a little further in the post, or not even a post at that point, almost the free throw line. I don't know what you have to do, but you have to somehow stay away from Liam Robbins. Number 3, just have fun with it. I like when the bench is involved, the team's a totally different team. When that bench is jumping, Luke Nathan, if you're listening, I want to see some crazy stuff out of you. I don't care. I've seen the worm. I've seen you fall. I've seen you. I heard you yell at free throws the other day on TV. That was a funny one.
I did.
They're like, oh yeah, someone from the Rutgers bench yelling during the free throw. Like, yeah, keep it up. Screw it. There's no fans. Can't hurt, right?
Yeah, fans do it. What's the difference?
I mean, yeah, it can't hurt, right? Just not. Whatever. Yeah. I used to be that guy at the free throw line. Like, someone's shooting, I'd be like right next to him, be like, miss.
Of course.
Had to be. Someone has to do it.
Yep.
Or I pretend to tie my shoe and then like fake cough in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. Hey, do whatever you got to do to make that kid miss. Yeah, but no, get the bench involved. Get the bench involved from the get. Get everyone hyped. The minute that bench gets involved and starts hyping you up, it just feels like they're a different team. There's a different level of energy. Guys are having more fun. And having more fun is probably one of the other key. I'll go with the 4th key. Having fun is just like, the minute these guys start having fun, you could see it on their faces. They're energized. They're smiling. Jacob Young smirking on defense, like he's like, I'm gonna get this one, like.
Yeah,
But,
as soon as he makes one shot, like he's like
a hype train.
completely 150% into it. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it's a hype train, and that's your conductor right there on defense. He gets one steal or one like quick fast break. That's it. Like this man is the most hyped man on the face of this earth, and I love it. And then that just gets the bench involved. And then the minute
that's why I talked about a couple weeks ago when we did one of these. You know, I like him coming off the bench. You know, he brings the spark.
You need that spark. You need that 6-man spark, and maybe he's that Patrick Beverley type that you need. Like Patrick Beverley could be a starter for multiple NBA teams. Is he? No, because they like the spark off the bench, like the defensive effort off the bench. So maybe Jacob's role on the bench is perfect. And don't go, he's still playing starter minutes. Look at him last week.
He is. Yeah.
What did he score? 19-6 or something? 19-4? I forget what it was, but still. All right, I guess that's pretty much it, right?
Yep.
Rutgers
Thanks
football,
everyone for joining.
Rutgers basketball, Rutgers wrestling. Not very
Rutgers,
much. There's not much to say. The team's not winning, but some of the guys look good. I don't know if you watched.
Yeah, and they had 5-5 splits. I read.
They had two 5-5 splits. Aguilar's got to change something, or he's going to lose that spot to Shaver. I don't know how to say it.
Sure. Yeah.
My pronunciation game is awful. But all right, yeah. So let's see if. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see if Schiano's little phone call comes to fruition at all. We'll see. Stay tuned.